Hey everyone. I've been doing this a lot of thinking about sort of the phrase that all sin is sin, that all sin is sort of equal, that we can't qualify sin and that we can't make different levels of sin because all sin is the same. And for years now I've been having a lot of trouble with that. I just can't wrap my mind around that or even accept that as true. So I thought I'd put it out there why and see what you guys had to say. First of all, I don't find any biblical evidence to say that sin isn't there in various degrees. I once heard somebody say that sin can't be in various degrees because then hell would have various levels, and that would mean that evangelicals are in line with Catholics, and we couldn't have that, so clearly that wasn't the case. But I don't see any evidence biblically to suggest that all sins are the same. I can think of the passages that some of you might quote in order to suggest that sin's the same, and I'll address those if you're willing to throw those at me in the comments section. But I don't think that those necessarily say that all sin is equal. And here's my problem with saying that all sin is equal. It simply isn't. We even say that in God's eyes all sin is the same. But by standards around us, it's the consequences of our actions are far more severe for various things, but that in God's eyes it's all the same. What that in essence does, especially for somebody who's a victim of abuse, whether it be verbal, physical, or sexual abuse, is to suggest to the victim that they are just as equally guilty a party as the one who imposed their will upon them, violated them, perpetrated them, whatever. And I have some serious qualms with that. Victims are not as equally as guilty as those who victimized them. Another qualm that I have with this idea is that I think it leads to actually more sin. It leads to people not taking sin seriously, because if lusting in my mind is the same thing as committing adultery, well then I might as well just commit adultery. And I've heard that a lot, and I've seen that manifested a lot. And I have something to say, and that is I can make a strong biblical case that committing adultery, the act of adultery, is far more severe a sin than thinking in your heart the act of adultery, lusting after someone whom you're not married to. I don't think it motivates Christian obedience at all. I don't think that it leads to a better Christian life by seeing how guilty we are. So I have a major problem with it. I'm sure I could elaborate on it better if I needed to, and hopefully some questions that you want to ask might help me to do that. So throw out your thoughts. Love to hear them. Peace.